Hi there, namaste, and welcome back to another spiritualistic pick a card reading. Today we're taking a look at how you are a gift to the world. So please take a deep breath, drawing the energy up your spine, creating a clear and open channel. And as you exhale, allow yourself to come into clear knowing which group or groups has your message in it for you today. We have group number 1 on the left with heart activation, group number 2 in the center with soul family, and group number 3 on the right with ancient knowledge. As always, the timestamps to your readings are listed below in the description box. If you're interested in any of my published tarot and oracle decks, books, journals, etc., you can find all of those as well as personal sessions with me, channeling tarot, astrology, Reiki, on my store on Etsy at Spiritualistic, also linked in the description box below. If you're interested in exclusive content, you can follow my Inner Circle channel here on YouTube. You can follow along on my Patreon. And if you'd like more free content, you can also follow me on TikTok. As always, it helps me out a lot, not just me, but your other favorite creators. If you like, comment, and subscribe, it helps me keep doing what I love to do, and it lets me know that you like the content that I'm making for you. So, with all of that being said, I love you and I'm grateful for you. I'll see you over at your reading. Namaste. Hi Group 1, Namaste, and welcome to your reading. Today we're taking a look at how you are a gift to the world, and you selected the first group with the heart activation card. Group number 1, I like to make light codes. So this is actually a light code oracle that helps you with this specific card with heart activation. So we'll leave the light code here in order to charge the reading here. So with this energy, scrying off of this light code, I can feel here that you are a gift to the world because of your unconditional love. You are somebody who has good boundaries, but you are always filled with compassion and love. You're a gift to the world because you show other people what it's like to really, truly be loved. You walk into people's lives like an angel, group number 1. I'm getting this imagery here where you might care about somebody in ways they've never been cared about before. Maybe you have a friend of yours who is doing something that might harm themselves or their safety, and you might be the only one in their life that kind of says, hey, I care about you. Would you mind looking into that behavior, or I don't want anything to happen to you. You might be, for a lot of people in your life, the first person who comes in and cares. You might be, for a lot of people in your life, the first person who comes in and sees them all the way, or the first person who comes in that they feel whatever it is that they feel for you and it's something beautiful. It's something that activates their heart in the way that they need it. You are medicine for the soul. You are medicine for the heart, and this is why you're a gift to the world. Now, it will be different for each of you, but it will be really different for each situation that you are in. Meaning that for one person, it might be that you're the first one that's seen them like that. For the next person, it might be that you were the one who showed them true love. For the next person, it might be that you were the first person to stay. It might be whatever it is for you. Now, of course, without putting yourself in difficult situations, I am seeing here that you are medicine in whichever area is needed to the heart in the situations that you're around. And this is really, really beautiful. You might be the first person to listen deeply to someone. You might be the first person to encourage someone in the ways that they need it. You might be that one person that's a ride or die to that person who really needs it. And whatever situation you're in, you being yourself authentically, it heals the heart space of those around you. You're a gift to this world because you embody unconditional love. You have a pure and clear heart. Your intentions are beautiful. I'm hearing your intentions are golden. And you also remind other people that, well, there are good people in the world. True love does exist. Romantic, platonic, spiritual, universal, you name it. You show people just by your energy that someone does care, that angels do exist. Some people really just are nice on the inside and kind. I'm hearing this phrase that I really like, and it's that kindness without honesty is manipulation, and honesty without kindness is brutality. And while that's not a 100% universal truth, there's a little bit of this energy here of you being that perfect combination of kind and honest, where if you have to say a difficult truth to someone, if you need to be honest with somebody with something, it's like you do them the kindness of telling them something kindly, gently, bravely. You're a gift to the world because people can genuinely, honestly trust your opinion and your perspective. They know that you're not going to blow smoke. They know that you're not going to lie in order to make face. And they also know that you could deliver the most bitter of medicine with a soft smile. I'm hearing that song, "A spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down." And so it's kind of like you are genuinely, honestly kind. You are genuinely, honestly beautiful. And you genuinely, honestly are filled with integrity. And I'm getting that because of your persona, because of your character, because of your morals and virtues, perhaps. The person that you are is an embodiment of love walking through this realm. And so you remind other people, well, whatever they need to be reminded of, largely that someone out there cares. There are good people out there. Maybe it's that someone else isn't alone in trying to make the world a better place. Maybe it's that they're not the only one with that soul mission, or maybe it's that they don't just go their whole life and never really feel that spark of love or that passion of romance. Maybe it's not romantic at all. Maybe it's because it will be different for every individual and situation that you come across, because life is very multifaceted. But maybe it's something also along the lines of, wow, I really can be loved like that. I really can have a friend like that. There really are people out there who help for the sake of helping, who love for the sake of loving, who care for the sake of caring. You genuinely care. You don't care because it looks good. You don't care because it's what is expected of you. In fact, you don't care what's expected of you. You love and care anyway. And so this is how you are a gift to the world. We're going to get into the tarot now to see a little bit more how you're a gift to the world. You might resonate with being a healer. You might not. But your energy is certainly very healing. Your disposition is certainly very healing. You are an angel. You're a portal to the divine, regardless of which vein of that energy you resonate with. So let's see. How is group number 1 a gift to the world? Oh, I'm hearing the song Unwritten. Release your inhibitions. And 9 of Wands is very much a card of having your defenses up. So you're a gift to the world because you remind people that they can let their defenses down, that they have a safe space with you. And I'm getting here that you might be very humanitarian because a lot of these examples came from other people. And this isn't to say that we're looking at other people's perspectives here, but it is to say that you are definitely walking this earth for a reason. The way that you experience reality, just the way that you are, the way that you translate what's going on because of your internal narrative, it's healing to people. The way that you walk down the street with a smile on your face, or wearing your cutest little outfit, or like skipping instead of walking, it's healing to people. The way that you listen, and you listen deeply. You listen to understand, you don't listen to respond. And so these are ways that you are a gift to the world. With the Knight of Coins here, you are also a gift to the world because of your legacy, past, present, or future. And this is going to be some sort of underdog story, perhaps, or your ability to build something over a long period of time. So this has to do with tenacity, discipline, structure, but not so much as a strict energy, but a little bit more about how you are always there. You're not just a good friend for a week, you're a good friend for a lifetime. You are not just healing to somebody for a day. You say something and you stick to it. You're not just honest in the moments where it's really necessary, you're always honest. You're not just kind when it's convenient, you're genuinely kind, and you're kind all the time. This is a disposition of yours that is unmoving. And because of this, it's allowed you to create some sort of legacy or something tangible that might sometimes get brushed off a little bit. I'm hearing the phrase wallflower. So if you're kind, you might not be the loudest one in the room, right? And so if you're not the loudest one in the room, you might not necessarily be the one that everybody pays attention to first, but you're not out there looking for attention. You're out there with genuinity. You're out there with authenticity. You're out there with kindness and with love. And so, people who are easily distracted, they will go to the loudest person in the room. But you are a gift in the world, group number 1, because when someone looks for their path, when someone looks for healing, when someone looks for a safe space, when someone looks for genuine unconditional love, genuine unconditional caring, a pure heart, a pure soul, integrity, like a real one, that's when they find you. And so, there's also this energy here, 5 of Cups, about you being really, really strong. You've been through some things. Group number 1, I can tell by this energy. And 5 of Cups is sometimes called the crying over spilt milk card, which kind of means making things a bigger deal than they are. But this with the 9 of Wands can kind of indicate sometimes, and I say gently, trauma or difficult situations here. And so this is saying that you've been through a lot, but you also look back at it as though everything happens for a reason. Like, you are someone who looks at something and you say, okay, so that happened, that wasn't great. I'm gonna sit with my feelings, honor my feelings. I'm gonna maybe journal, go see some therapists, or do what needs to be done, because you know that everything that happens you can move on from. And it might not be beautiful, it might not be easy, it might not be fun, you might not want to, you might not like it, but you always know that things are always moving and changing. You always know that the sun's gonna come out tomorrow. You always know that you're allowed to have a bad day, and that makes it easier for you to have good days. You know that you're allowed to have good days, and that kind of makes it easier on the bad days. You move forward. And so there's this energy here that you're a gift to the world too, because you're an example of somebody who doesn't back down, somebody who doesn't give up, and you're also not loud about it. You don't trauma dump, is what I'm hearing, but you allow people a safe space too. You don't make your problems other people's problems, but you're not so hyper independent that you shut people out either. I'm also getting that there's something here about your maybe your ethnicity or your connection to your cultures, or maybe you're very, very like well-traveled or well-read. Maybe you speak a lot of languages. You're a gift to the world because you bring together certain energies that might not necessarily go together in the first place. So you might bring together Western and Eastern medicine. You might be a trauma-informed the 3 of Swords, it's kind of giving like trauma-informed, but something that's fun and light and bubbly, like disco teacher, right? Like something like this. So there are things that seem like they don't go together, but you put them together. It can be materiality and spirituality, science and spirituality. It can be something like left brain and right brain. But they do go together, and you are the bridge here. And this is how you're a gift to the world. You show people that you can have like a rags to riches story. You show people that the underdog does succeed. You show people that, no, you don't get further ahead by cheating the system. Sometimes you have to take the long road, but at the end of the day, the tortoise wins over the hare for a reason. You don't give in to instant gratification. You are very honest, you're very filled with integrity, and you're very, very loving. Again, it's that perfect connection between kindness and honesty. And you're also a gift to the world because you seem to be very, very fair in your disposition and in your perspective. People know that they can come to you for honesty, for kindness, and also an objective perspective. I'm hearing that you have little to no bias. Even though you are an individual and you are a very one-of-a-kind kind of person, you also are very fair. Meaning that when someone asks you for advice, you don't just tell them what they want to hear. And you also don't just tell them what aligns with your own personal, maybe ethics, or what aligns with your own personal beliefs. You might even give them advice that's not what you would do, but it seems to be the most objective and unbiased perspective, genuinely. You might even say, the most rational thing to do would be this. The thing that's following your heart the most is that. What I would do if I was in your position is this, and what's expected of you might be that. So if you want to do something that connects all of those dots, here's that solution. And if you want to do something that's just textbook, the right thing to do based upon your own belief system, that would be this. You are very much aware. You see things from a higher perspective. You're also a gift to the world because people know that with you, they're always going to get a return of investment. Meaning that if someone is nice to you, it's not for nothing. You don't take, you don't cheat, you don't misconstrue people's intentions or play them or anything. You're very open and honest. You're very ethical is what I'm hearing. And you also are someone who, you don't just like snap back. You're somebody who always takes objective, rational, logical steps. You're also someone who knows right from wrong and sets a really good example. And this isn't somebody who like has a villain origin story and so they think because their perspective is distorted that they know right from wrong. You're a gift to the world because you've been through things that could hypothetically be a villain origin story. You're a gift to the world because you didn't turn out like that. You're a gift to the world because you are the medicine that the people around you need. You are the medicine that your community needs. You might sometimes feel that you are in friction with the situations, with the people, with the circumstances, with the vibes around you, but it's because you are one of the bright lights that ends up in those dark corners. You are a lighthouse, group number 1. And where do you find lighthouses? In the darkest parts of the sea, to show sailors which direction to go. And so there's very much this energy here of you being that bitter medicine that is still coupled with a spoon of sugar. You are that lighthouse that is that beacon of hope amidst a rocky sea. You are also a gift to the world because you are strong, you are tough, meaning that you're not going to back down if the universe requires you to step into more of a warrior archetype. But it also means that you're not out there looking for a fight, you're not combative, you're not defensive, you're not offensive. Again, there's this energy here of you being very well-informed, very educated, very inclusive as well. You might be known to be very inclusive, especially in particular communities. You might be somebody who is an activist for equality in different areas, and you might find yourself often around situations where, well, an activist is needed, right? You're not an activist for no reason, group 1. So, you are kind, you are honest, you practice what you preach, and every single person in your life, whether or not they know how to act like it or do act like it, considers you as a blessing in their life. You, unbeknownst to you, perhaps, are known to be a good luck charm. There's a bit of this vibe too of, here group 1 comes again. We know we're gonna have a good day. I'm being shown this old movie with Lindsay Lohan called Just My Luck, where it's raining outside, and the second that she steps outside, because she doesn't have an umbrella on her, the sun just comes out. There's kind of this energy here where you don't walk around with a rain cloud over your head, you walk around like a ray of sunshine. And you seem to have good luck and abundance that follows you too. And it kind of blesses the people around you, especially the people that are nice to you. But it has to be genuine, it has to be authentic. I'm hearing that phrase, you have to want it for you, not for me. It's like you are medicine and healing for people who want to get better. It's like if somebody doesn't want to get better, they're not going to take their medicine. And if they don't want to take their medicine, you're not going to force it onto them. But you are going to tell them that they deserve to be healthy, that they deserve to be loved. And you might set an appropriate boundary. But you are a gift to the world because simply your energy is a gift to the world. Your integrity is a gift to the world. I see here that you have a very strong life path. People might consider you to be an angel or an earth angel. You might find yourself having oftentimes really big stories that might kind of be underlooked or undervalued. You might have a lot more where that came from. Maybe you have lived a million lives in this one lifetime, so you seem to have a lot of stories. You also seem to have a lot of lessons that you've learned because you have a lot of stories. And with this being the case, if you ever did choose to tell your story, if you have or haven't yet, this also would help a lot of people. But you're a gift to the world because you keep moving forward. Sometimes life slows you down, but it never stops you. You will slow down, you will reassess, you will reflect, and you will use it as an opportunity to grow and evolve. And so no matter what life throws at you, no matter what stage of life you're in, no matter who you're around, or no matter what situation you are dealing with, good, bad, ugly, weird, awkward, you use it to make you a better person. And it's not because you don't think you're good enough. It's because you know that you deserve to be the best version of you that you can. And you also know that that looks different every day. You know that it's okay to have a bad day. You know that it's okay to have a good day. You know that one bad day doesn't ruin your week. And you know that one good day doesn't make your life, right? You also know that basically life keeps moving forward, and so do you. Everything's an opportunity to grow. You are grateful for the good days, and you're grateful on the bad days. And you're also somebody who's very, very real, very honest, very transparent, very upfront. And so you're a gift because you're gentle, you're genuine, you're honest. But just because you're gentle and kind doesn't make you weak. You're very, very strong. And while you might receive a lot of adverse reactions, group number 1, the fact of the matter here is that people know that they're blessed when they're around you. The fact of the matter is that you are medicine, and sometimes people don't want to take their medicine. At the end of the day, you are kind, And sometimes that triggers people. And also sometimes you're honest. And even though you say it kindly, people don't always want to hear the truth. And so regardless of the reactions you have, because remember, a lighthouse is there when it's needed, not always for fun. You turn on a flashlight when it's dark and you need it to see, not because it's daylight outside and it sounds like a whole lot of fun just to have your flashlight on, usually. So group 1, you are a gift to the world because that flashlight, it comes out when it's needed in order to see things clearly, in order to feel more comfortable when you're walking outside at night alone. A flashlight makes a huge difference, even though it's just one little tool, pushing one button on your phone. The lighthouse makes a huge difference after a long, treacherous journey. Finally, land ho. So, group number 1, you really, truly are a gift to this world. And you're also very, very giving. I'm getting that you receive a lot, but you don't give to receive. You give so that others can receive. And I'm also getting here with this 3 of Swords card, I'm looking how it kind of emulates the heart portal that's on this heart activation light code here. You show people that they're much bigger than their wounds, that it's okay to have wounds and it's okay to have scars, but that they do not define you and they do not define other people. You are a living, gentle reminder that people are loved. People are lovable, even with their scariest shadows, their deepest wounds, their most permanent seeming scars. And you also remind people that they're not alone and they're loved. And that is such a big gift. You are such a big gift. You're a beautiful, beautiful, wonderful gift. So group number 1, this is your reading. I hope this shed love, light, and clarity for you. As always, I hope you have an amazing and beautiful rest of your day, week, month, year, and incarnation in this beautiful magical realm. If you like and comment on this video and subscribe to my channel, it would help me out a lot, and it lets me know that you enjoy this content, and you can connect with other group 1s in the comments below. So, as always, I love you, and I'm grateful for you, and I will see you next time. Feel free to check out another pile. Namaste. Hi group 2, namaste, and welcome to your reading. Today we're taking a look at how you are a gift to the world, and you selected the second group with the Soul Family card. Group number 2, what I'm getting is that, well, with Soul Family here, you make people feel like they're not alone. You make people feel like somebody sees them. You really resonate with people and they resonate with you. And you are also in integrity. There are a couple signs that Spirit just showed me as I was giving the last few sentences of your reading. One is that my dog just jumped onto my grounding mat. She loves it. Grounding mats and selenite are her favorite. This lets me know that you have perhaps a very compassionate heart. You might be really good with plants or animals or just people. And also, you're very grounded as well. You are someone that you're a gift to the world because you protect her beings, whether they're plants, they're animals, they're trees, they're insects. You are loving. I'm getting that you treat all beings as equal. And you also are aware that all energy holds consciousness or an electrical charge in some way, shape, or form, meaning that you might be the kind of person that bumps into a table and says sorry to the table. Now, that's not to say that you're silly like this, and it's not to say that that's silly either, but you are a gift to the world because genuinely you make things feel seen that other people might not see. You might befriend the underdog. You might be super popular and hang out with the person that is the least popular. You might be somebody who, with the Soul Family card, you are not afraid to be yourself. And because you are yourself, around you, other people are not afraid to be themselves either. I'm also getting here that you always do what is right by your own standards, by your morals and values and virtues. They're really important to you. I'm getting that you do not often or easily get bribed by temptations. You do not follow the status quo or get peer pressured into things very easily. None of us are perfect, group 2, but I'm getting here that you are one of integrity. I'm getting here that you are somebody who makes people genuinely feel loved. You are there for people when they need someone to be there for them. You are like the light when someone is sad. You are the friend who's there on a good day, but you show up on the bad days. You are the friend that when your friend maybe tells you that they are scared financially, you might say absolutely nothing and just deposit it into their bank account. You are the kind of person who you give not seeking to return something, but simply out of love. You know that you're a gift to the world because you're alive, and everyone is a gift to the world, and you see that. And your ability to see that and your ability to allow that to act through you is how you're a gift to the world. Now, I'll continue channeling off this card, group 2, but this is actually my light codes oracle. So there's a light code on the back of each oracle that actually attunes you to the energy of this. And it's also a scrying tool, so I'll use this before we get into the tarot. Yes, there's definitely this energy here where you are not afraid to take the path less traveled. And you're a gift to the world because you see how maybe everyone has their own special contribution to making the world a better place, and you're able to see that. There might be things where maybe someone has a hobby that's kind of frowned upon or not usual. I'm being shown actually the old Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, like claymation, cartoony kind of movie, where there is one of Santa's elves who all he wants to do is be a dentist, and everyone kind of gaslights him and laughs at him because you're a Santa's elf, silly. You're supposed to make toys. I know you want to be a dentist, but that's not really what you want, or that's just not what we do. There's this energy here of you being the person that maybe wants to be the dentist, or you want to do something that doesn't fit the status quo, and you do. And you might be this character. You might also be, and again, they're not mutually exclusive, you might also be the person who comes in and supports that person's dreams. You might be like, heck yeah, let's make you the first one of Santa's elves to go into dental school. I'm gonna support you all the way. Like, you absolutely got it. You want me to study with you? You want me to fend off these haters with you? Like, you make people feel so loved, so appreciated, so seen. And you also remind people that there's a little bit of magic still left in the world. And it might not be in a woo-woo way, and it might be in a woo-woo way. I don't personally like that word at all, because to me it's kind of dismissive. But because once upon a time electricity was woo-woo, okay, now it's very standard. But with that being the case, there's just this energy here of you being very like magical and very spiritual, not magical in an ungrounded way, because the thing here that came through first is that you're very based, you're very grounded. And with this, you make people understand that it's actually highly rational for them to follow their heart, to follow their intuition, to go after their dreams, because everyone has their own unique path, everyone has their own unique journey. And so you are a gift to the world, group number 2, because you found yours. You are in heart-mind coherence. Your heart and your mind and your intuition, they agree with one another. And because of this, you set a good example. You let people who are maybe too rational for their own good know that it's okay to follow their heart. You let people around you, or just in the world, who follow their heart maybe a little too much than is good for them, remind themselves that they can follow their heart and apply logic, and it will probably have a better statistic of working out. And there's also this energy here of maybe being into ecology, being into conservation, being into activism or rights, human rights, animal rights, things like this. I'm being shown somebody climbing a tree, like, do not cut down this tree. I'm protesting. I'm in the top of the tree. You're gonna have to cut me down too. Like, and again, it might not be so extreme, and it might be, but you're a gift to the world because you remind people that we wouldn't be here without trees. Spiders have a very important, beautiful role in this life. You're the kind of person who picks up a bee off the ground when it accidentally fell into the swimming pool and its wings are kind of wet, and you place it on a nice flower to take a nap and dry and get some nutrients. Other people might scream and run around and be afraid, and it doesn't have to be the bee scenario, group 2, because everyone's different, but you are the one to see and befriend the maybe misfits. You are the one to hold space for the people who no one holds space for. And I'm also getting that you are the glue of a community or your family or something like this. I also want to make sure that I'm seeing the people that this energy relates to in this way too. Group 2, a lot of you are a gift to the world because you are the glue of your friend group. Those people wouldn't hang out if you weren't there. You are the glue of your family. They wouldn't have anything to talk about. They wouldn't know what to do. They wouldn't be growing and evolving spiritually or karmically, or they wouldn't be smiling all the time unless you were in the room. I'm hearing group number 2's here. Let's get the party started. And it's this soul family card too. So it's not saying that, you know, you show up with a bottle of bubbly and then let's party. And I'm not dismissing that energy either, but with the soul family card, it goes deeper than this. Your essence, your energy, it's a gift to the world because you bring people together. You are a bridge between maybe those who have departed and their loved ones here on Earth. You're a bridge between maybe the animal kingdom and humans who are a part of the animal kingdom. You are a bridge perhaps between love and fear. You are a bridge between the seen and the unseen. And this is why you're a gift to the world. But it's not the only reason. So we're going to get into the tarot here and we're going to see how else you're a gift to the world, group number 2. Angel spirits, guides, and ancestors of group number 2 and source, God, universe, spirit, please channel messages through me. Ooh, 4 of Swords. Oh, okay, I'm hearing the word solace. Okay, 4 of Swords, it's resting, it's meditating, it's healing. You are a healing space for people. You might be like the kind of yoga teacher who's highly trauma informed. You might be the kind of person who's a wonderful listener. This is somebody who is likely to be in a healing profession, or you are just that person in people's lives. Yeah, with this Cancerian energy and the 4 of Swords, it's this energy of like a mother, regardless of your gender, regardless of whether or not you have children or are planning to have children. It's deeper than that. It's this energy of a nurturer, someone who holds space. And with this being the case, you're a gift to the world because you help people move forward, especially in the corners where they don't see that there's a way for them to move forward. Meaning that the most stuck people in this world can come to you and you will help them know that even if that door is closed, there's still a window open. Meaning that you're a gift to the world, group number 2, because while people around them might not love the experience that they're having in this life, they know that they can close their eyes and look within and there's an entire new world there, and that they can get to know themselves and that they can decorate that world inside of them, which will inevitably decorate that world outside of them. You might be the friend that's everybody's go-to person. You might be a therapist or a nurse. You don't need to be in a healing or helping profession, but you are someone who helps people get back up. I'm getting that, again, you are this like underdog, or like, you are this person who loves the underdog. You are this person who helps the unhelped. You're the person who sees the unseen. You're a person that liberates the oppressed. You are somebody who probably experiences a lot of people in this world, a lot of situations in this world that are kind of at their wits' end. You might have a lot of very extreme situations or very extreme people, very stuck people, very stubborn people. You might find yourself trying to save the northern white rhinos, which were basically on the brink of extinction just a few years ago, and now their population's making a comeback. It's something that's revitalizing something that's already been called to be basically dead. This is the energy of someone who looks at something that everyone else would deem a lost cause, and you see that it's not. And not in a way where you're wasting your energy or anything like this. It's in a way where what was needed here was just for someone to open the window, but no one wanted to walk in the room. I'm being shown, I'm going to draw out a biblical reference. Okay, so just for the energy here, so you know, I'm being shown like Jesus and the lepers. Now, I don't know too much about that situation, like factually and historically, or medically, to be honest with you, but what I do know is the story that Spirit's showing me to share is very much where there's an outcast to society. And everyone's like, oh my gosh, like it's gonna spread, it's gross. And Jesus was like, and this is the energy that's coming through to your reading, how you're a gift to the world because you're similar like this. You're like, I don't care. Like, I know that that's not going to affect me. Those people need love too. You are like, I'll hang out with those who are outcast. I'll hang out with those who are different. I'll hang out with those who maybe aren't seen by the society. Anyway, when all of society agrees on something in general, it means that every single one of them is acting out of integrity, statistically. You can look at Carl Jung's studies on this, actually, because a number, a statistic, or a belief that everybody agrees on, it's the median, it's the mean of a group. And so actually hitting that number specifically by any one individual or hitting that energy, it's actually highly unlikely and improbable to actually be in existence in the first place. It's just kind of that group together energy. And so there's this vibe here of you giving a voice to the unheard. There's an energy of you being a gift to the world because you let people experience their authenticity, not just in the ways that is good enough, but in the ways that are accurate, in ways that helps people step into their life path. And so we have the High Priestess letting me know that you are very intuitive or connected to spirit, however that goes for you. The Three of Cups and the Sun, which are beautiful energies here. So this leads me to believe that in some way you are some sort of, like, yes, healer or mystic or intuitive or something like this. I'm being shown the doctor that takes the case that all of the other doctors dismiss or won't take. I'm being shown the person who can actually intuit or heal the energy that other energy workers can't heal. You can see the things that other people can't see. You push the envelope or break the barrier in a particular way, and it's able to help the people who are, by society standards or by the current modern time standards, unhelped in the ways that they need. It's like you play a role that is necessary and one that is maybe not known to exist, or it's speculative. Maybe it's something where, yeah, but the median energy here is blank. Therefore, blank is the answer. And you might know, no, it's deeper than that, because it's never just that, what's underneath the surface. So, you are a gift to the world because you also, yourself, keep picking yourself up and moving forward, and you learn from it, and you also support people along the way. I'm being shown somebody who does their best to smile all the time. You honor your authentic emotions, but you might just be a genuinely happy, optimistic person. You might also be someone who just cheers people up when you walk into a room. Like I had before, the energy coming through of group 2's here, the party's getting started. Like there is this energy of you propelling a group of people forward. You leading an army, you leading a revolution, you leading a protest, you leading a parade energetically, you starting some sort of group or connection, or you being the glue here, like you healing a family unit, you healing something. It's really beautiful energy here, and it's coming from love and divine connection, or at least divine intention and intervention. You are a gift to the world, group number 2, because you don't make a decision until you have clarity. You don't just make random decisions. You wait on them. You make sure that you have all of the information necessary. You don't get peer pressured. You don't get told what to do. You don't follow the status quo. Now, the status quo might be the correct answer, but you're never going to choose something because it's the status quo, or alternatively because it's non-conforming. You will always find the correct answer, the correct solution. You will always find out what the problem is so that you can do something about it. You are someone who, when you put your head to something, you succeed at it. And it's great because this is a humanitarian energy. It's a spiritual energy. It's a compassionate energy. This is something like you said that you were going to connect with nature, or your intention was to connect with nature. And so you go out into nature and you say hi to the trees. You make sure that you talk to them today, because maybe it's been years since someone had a good old-fashioned conversation with that tree. You know, you are someone who makes sure that maybe the animals in your neighborhood feel seen and listened to and appreciated too. They're not just pets. They're not just something that people own. They're beings with feelings. So there's an energy here of all are equal, all are worthy, all are deserving of love and kindness and respect. And there's also this energy here of you being kind of in the energy of, if you need an extra helping hand, I'll give you an extra helping hand, because we all deserve to be on a level playing field here. There's definitely this really homey, again with the soul family card, there's a very connective energy here. It's a very much, if I'm eating at my table and I have food for you to eat, please sit and join me at my table. There's definitely this energy of you want yourself to win and you want everybody else to win too. And you want to surround yourself with people who want other people to win too. It's like you kind of see the injustices in the world and you make sure that you always move through integrity, because spirit sees all. You don't make decisions based upon the common consensus or based upon the wounds, difficulties, traumas of yourself or other people, but rather you do what is best for everyone. And because you do not make decisions out of this place, because you are able to genuinely grow and move forward and heal and evolve, you show other people that it's possible too. And you also get the ball rolling for an entire community to make decisions outside of their trauma patterns, outside of their wounds, outside of their coping mechanisms. And while trauma responses exist and we deal with things the way that we can, there's also something here about you being able to be trauma informed. And there's also an energy here about you being able to see trauma. And this isn't where you point fingers at somebody and you're like, that's a trauma response. It's a little more of this energy of you actually holding space for people so that they can actually feel and see what is going on within them from a little deeper than they might have been stuck at before. It's like you hold space for people to go an inch deeper, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, in their healing, in their growth, in their evolution, in their perception of what's possible, in their careers. You are a bridge. You help people, you help energies go an inch deeper with their intuition, with, again, their healing, with the forest. You are someone who, like, reminds that dog that humans can hear them. They just have to find the ones that are listening. You are the one that reminds the trees, hey, you're not all in this alone. You're someone who maybe sits and meditates and talks with the fairies, and you let them know, hey, we're not all out here trying to, like, bring chaos or tangible proof or ego into the situation. Some of us just want to chill and say hi, There's a little bit of this energy here where you bring it an extra level deeper. Like, you ask that question that nobody dared to ask, but it's the one that person needed to be asked so that they could finally have someone to talk to. You're a gift to the world because you choose or have chosen to not take the easy way, take what might be the hard way or the long road, so that you can actually move forward in integrity and in light, and make sure that you uplift everyone that you can. People, spirits, animals, plants, fungi, inanimate objects, extra-dimensional beings. You can uplift as many particles of energy that you possibly can along the journey. It's like you don't just cut your way through the journey to get to your destination. You create a path. And while you're walking that path, you create the map of the place that you took. You write down the landmarks. And you make sure that every few steps or so, you share the path, the journey that it took to get you there, so that others don't have to walk through something blind like you did. You make sure that everyone or everything that maybe doesn't have a fair advantage in this life, or isn't heard, or isn't seen, or isn't felt, or isn't honored, you make sure that every single part of these energies that you're aware of is brought to awareness. And it's not in a way that's pushy. It's in a way that's unifying and loving. It's in a way that's empowering. You are someone who takes the case that no one else wants to deal with. You are somebody who sees the person that nobody else wants to see. You are the person who takes on the challenge that is said to be impossible when you know that it's not. You are the person that holds space for somebody that no one else is holding space for. You are somebody who sees things that nobody else sees. You are a gift to the world because your consciousness, your perspective, your intuition, your love, and your clarity are a catalyst for evolution for consciousness as a whole. Humanity, your family, your community, plants, animals. You might work in a specific niche. You might be a zoologist. You might be a microbiologist. You might be a mycologist or the founder of a nonprofit organization. You might be a nurse or a therapist or an energy worker. But whatever it is, you are a gift to the world and beyond, I might add. And you also are a gift to the world purposefully, intentionally, knowingly. And that is also something that moves mountains. And so those two energies together is what makes you superbly, exponentially, profoundly an amazing, beautiful gift to this world. So group number 2, this is your message. I hope that this shed love, light, and clarity for you today. As always, I love you and I'm grateful for you. Please like and comment on this video. It helps me out a lot, and subscribe to my channel. It lets me know that I have supporters out there that are going to keep helping me do what I love to do. If you want more content, I do have 2 exclusive channels, one here on YouTube called My Inner Circle and one on Patreon. And if you'd like more free content, I do post really regularly on TikTok. My largest audience is over there if you want to check it out. And I do have a personal Instagram, and it's all at Spiritualistic. You can also find my Etsy store for personal readings, my published decks, books, journals like my Light Code Oracle, and crystals, and all of that kind of stuff. And with all of that being said, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, week, month, year, and incarnation in this beautiful magical realm. If you're still listening at this point, group 2, I want to remind you to do something kind and nice for yourself as well, because you are purposefully, knowingly a humanitarian. Everything that you do is to uplift others, and you uplift yourself while doing so, otherwise you wouldn't be able to be as amazing as you are. But do remember to give yourself a little extra kindness, a little extra space, a little sweet treat, if that resonates with you. And whatever it is that you want and need as well, because you deserve someone to take care of you, just like you take care of everybody else. And with that being said, also, who better to take care of group 2 than group 2, right? So I love you and I'm grateful for you, and I'll see you next time. Feel free to pick out another pile if it resonates with you, and namaste. Hi there, group 3. Namaste and welcome to your reading. Today, we're taking a look at how you are a gift to the world, and you selected the 3rd group with the Ancient Knowledge card. Group 3, the first energy I'm picking up on here is that you always seem to have a trick up your sleeve. You seem to have access to a lot of ancient knowledge, a lot of wisdom, and also a lot of little tips and tricks. You are a gift to the world because somehow you seemingly always have a solution to any given problem. You might be a homeopath, you might be a naturopath, you could be a holistic healer, or you might be spiritual, you might be a channel, you might be a nurse, or you might just be one who loves to learn. But it seems here that with the Ancient Knowledge card, you seem to come ingrained with a lot of information. What I'm getting here is that you might have a lot of information on a few specific topics, or a little bit about everything, at least a little bit, that is. You're a gift to the world because someone might come to you and say, you know, I really do not want to buy over-the-counter medicine because I don't like pharmaceuticals, but, you know, my chest is really killing me. I've been having a sinus issue lately too. And you might say, no problem, I've got you. You pull out some Vaseline, some eucalyptus oil, some peppermint oil, and boom, homemade chest scrub. You might have, for example, some information here where someone says, wow, I really think that Mercury is really cool, but I'm also for some reason feeling really drawn to Hermes. And with Hermes, I'm also feeling really drawn to Thoth. Isn't that interesting? And you might be the one to say, did you know that it's the same exact being, just different cultures' names for that same being? So there are some things here where you have a lot of ancient knowledge. So it might be ancient, meaning like tips and tricks. It might be holistic healing. It might be things like sound healing, access to making your own medicine, making your own makeup, making your own vibe. Some of you could be studying dead or dying languages or dead or dying cultures. Some of you might practice your family's heritage culture or speak an old language or something. And I'm also hearing that for a lot of you, a way that you're a gift to the world is because certain things don't die when they hit you. You revitalize them. Meaning that you might find that people come to you because they need healing. You might also find that you have an interest in maybe languages that aren't really commonly spoken. And because you like to learn them, it's an example of how a particular language or a culture or certain information, maybe information about lost civilizations, ancient civilizations, maybe about Atlantis, maybe about Mintaka, maybe about ancient Egypt, or even about Chinese medicine, Ayurveda, naturopathy, herbology, things like this, where things are not going to die because you are the caretaker of it. It's information, it's ancient knowledge, it's beautiful. You are a gift to the world because you are like a very big, wise, tall oak tree, group number 3. With that, people know they can always come to you to solace, like information they might be needing, like healing tips and tricks that might not be what you'll find at the local pharmaceutical center or pharmacy. It's giving more apothecary and less pharmacy, okay? You might also be a really good resource for things like the Akashic Records, for things like yogic philosophy, or things like this. Now, you are a beautiful gift to the world, group number 3, and we're going to get more into this. This is actually a light code for my Light Codes Oracle deck, meaning that each and every Oracle card does have a corresponding light code here to attune and evolve the energy it's connected to. And it's also a scrying tool. So utilizing this, group 3, you are a gift to the world because you're able to always see the silver lining. You're able to understand nuances and ways that things are connected. Perhaps you're really good at pattern recognition, or maybe you do study linguistics. So maybe even though you don't know Portuguese, maybe you do know Italian and French and Spanish and Latin, and so you might be able to read more Portuguese than the average person. You understand the way that things go together. You understand the patterns. And so because of this, you might understand astrology better than the average astrologer. You might understand tarot better than the average tarot reader. You might understand naturopathy better than your local naturopath. And it's because you have a full perspective. It's because you have the clear, full picture. You are able to see the way that things are connected, and you're able to not just look at these symptoms, but actually see the whole system and see how everything is connected. See the way that things are working, and understand from a mind, body, spirit perspective how things are actually going and flowing and evolving. And so with this is going to come with it a lot of wisdom, a lot of knowledge. Wisdom and knowledge are different things, and you seem to have them both. You're a gift to the world because you know when wise, poetic nuances are accurate and when they are just that, wise, poetic nuances. It might be wise to a certain extent, but you outgrow of every energy along the journey because the universe is infinitely growing and expanding. So you are able to always have a bigger picture. You keep your mind open, you keep your heart open, and you're a gift to the world because you seem to be encoded with all of this ancient information. A lot of you have done a lot of spiritual work on yourself, a lot of internal work on yourself, a lot of growth on yourself. So because you have lived maybe a lot of different lives within this lifetime, it seems as though you have a lot of information. Maybe you had a phase where, not a phase, but a period of life where maybe you were traveling all over the world. So you come ingrained with information from all over the world. And so instead of being really leaning into one culture and what it has that's beautiful and maybe what it's lacking, in comparison, of course, you're able to have a holistic approach, and you're able to kind of pull from the things that are the highest vibrational and put together a picture that has you understand things better than just that one zeroed in perspective. The same thing might go with different religions. You're able to see the connection between them, different belief systems, naturopathy, whatever it is that's the status quo, you are able to have a bigger picture of it, which is really beautiful. And with this ancient knowledge card coming out for you, group number 3, there's also an indication that you have a very significant life path here on Earth, meaning that you are meant for big things, and this is part of the reason why you are a gift to the world. Not only are you meant for big things, but you seem to have 10 times more experience, 10 times more information, 10 times more knowledge than the next guy. And again, this isn't in order to compare you, but it is to say that this is how you're a gift to the world. Because you seem to be perhaps the world's leading expert on something, or growing into the world's leading expert on something. You seem to have knowledge about things that people don't know exist anymore, or things that people don't know they exist yet. And so because of this, you're a gift to the world. You hold this very, very unique energetic blueprint. And while it's true that we each hold a unique energetic blueprint because we're all individuals sharing that same source consciousness and divvied up into our soul's experience into our physical body, you're a gift to the world because you truly, truly hold an anchor to a very, very unique energy. Very unique. Meaning that you might be the last person on the planet who speaks that language. You might be the only person on the planet who understands something through the perspective of something else. You might be the first person on the planet to put certain ideas together. You're always able to see bigger than whatever is available to you. You might have a lot of very spiritual gifts, especially claircognition. It's coming through for this pile, meaning that you seem to just know things. For example, you might know by feeling the energy that I've been dealing with a little bit of a respiratory bug the past few days. And also, I am holding a selenite so that the energy doesn't transfer because I am like that. But you're a gift to the world because you're able to see, for example, you can read an article and you're able to understand, someone misunderstood what they were saying here. Now, you're also able to, for example, read a book and say, there's a lot of information that the author chose to omit. And it's just because you're picking up on that information. It might be, oh, I see how this is the story that got passed down over time. But the reality was this. I see how something was mistranslated in order to fit that language. But the story changed and kind of played telephone over time. You have this knowing. This is how you're a gift to the world. You're able to see things clearly, and you're also able to see them from an external perspective. It's beautiful. So let's get into the tarot for you, and we're going to see how else you're a gift to the world. So I'm getting here, this is the Antique Anatomy Tarot, and I'm really drawn to the word antique about it. So group number 3, there is definitely this vibe here where you are very, very connected with the universe, connected to source, and you seem to be a very clear channel for information, which is gorgeous. Okay, so we've got the Magician and the Eight of Wands. This, again, indicates that you are a master communicator. You might be, again, a polyglot. You might be somebody who's phenomenal at manifesting, or you might be somebody who really, really understands deep spiritual concepts that maybe are not for the beginner, novice, or even intermediate spiritualist. You seem to have a lot of information about the direction that things are going. You seem to have a really good handle on karma. You really understand systems, programs, patterns, and things like this. You're very analytical, and you're also very spiritually gifted. And so because of this, you're able to bring change into the world. So you are actually a gift to the world because your energy and your abilities, your ancient knowledge manifest into this particular realm is bringing forward a change of perspective and a big change here. So you are somebody who, while you are here, you probably already know this, group number 3, but your presence in this world is going to change the world in some way, shape, or form. Group 3, I just opened up my window, so if you hear a little shh in the background, it is the ocean waves. So this is maybe a message for you behind the scenes as well. How you're a gift to the world is that you are very healing. You're also very ancient. I'm being shown like the mysteries of the ocean. How really, you can't really study them all, but you surely could connect with the ocean energetically and pick up a lot more information than perhaps some technology that has difficulty reaching certain depths. You seem to have a lot of wisdom and knowledge pertaining to things that are kind of scorpionic. Now, the moon in tarot is Pisces. We have the Seven of Cups here, meaning that you have a lot of different ways of receiving hidden information. But the moon, the definition of the moon in tarot, it is actually the definition of Scorpio and things that are scorpionic, meaning things that are occult, things that are taboo, things that are hidden. So with this being the case, we do have this energy here of your spiritual energies because of Pisces, letting me know that you have a light or dark, kind of a very enlightened, transmuted version of the way that you commit yourself to these energies, of the way that you set systems into play, because you're able to understand systems that are at play currently and see, almost reverse engineer them so that you can actually create a system that is proper because it has an external view here. So you definitely are a gift to the world because you're able to ameliorate systems that already exist, create new systems that are going to benefit the masses, or you're able to remember or have access to old ancient systems that maybe have been forgotten. So you are a gift to the world. Group number 3, because, okay, you leave no stone left unturned. You are a master at making decisions. You are an amazing leader. And I'm hearing that you are seemingly overqualified for any position that currently exists that you could put yourself in today. Meaning, if you wanted to be an astrologer, you might be highly overqualified to be just an astrologer. If you are maybe an English teacher, you might be highly overqualified. You're a gift to the world because you can seemingly manifest anything, and you also are filled with integrity, poise, information, knowledge, and wisdom. So not only do you have the capability to be a great leader, but you also have the wisdom and the knowledge to go along with it. Some people, they're built to be leaders, but they don't have the information it takes. Some people are really, really smart, but they don't have what it takes to be a leader. Some people are filled with integrity, but they're really scared to maybe put themselves out there. You seem to be overqualified for any one position that this world could kind of offer you, indicating that you're either going to be the world's first, the world's best, the world's last something, or you're going to have some sort of position in this world that is uniquely created just for you, and this is how you're a gift to the world. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's kind of one of each of those things put together. I'm being shown something like creating a new color, creating a new position, creating a new tool, creating a new system. So it's really beautiful. You are a gift to the world because you help people's dreams come true, and you also make people feel really, really safe. You are always a good decision. In any context, you are a good decision for a friend, a romantic partner, a business partner, an astrologer, whatever it is that you do in this world, and probably a few other things as well. You seem to always be the undebatably right choice to make, which is interesting here, because you notice that, especially in positions of leadership or things that are more personal, like medical care, you might find that everybody has their preference. One might want someone who's really well versed in Ayurveda. Someone else might want someone who's really well versed in Chinese medicine. Someone else might want someone who's really well versed in Western medicine. You might also find that you are someone who is trained in all three. And so, regardless of what the preference is, you are always a good choice because you are not only informed, almost over-informed. Not in a way that it's too much, meaning it's bad, meaning that you are overqualified in some way. So, because of this, there seems to be this energy of you being very... It's almost like giving the energy of an alien walking around, where it's like, oh yes, I know all about humanity, I was here long before and I'll be here long after. And there's a little bit of this vibe of you knowing that you are doing things kind of with a greater purpose. It's almost like no one can really ever pick your brain, Group 3. You seem to just have a really good idea of what's going on with you, around you, in the greater scheme of things, and you also seem to always have one layer deeper of information than people expect. You always seem to be like 10, 20, 50 steps ahead of the game, and you're also a gift to the world for this reason, because you choose to utilize this in order to help people. And you also have a very strong moral compass, is what I'm getting as well. You're a gift to the world because you are a great communicator, so I wouldn't be surprised if you were meant to teach or speak on or write about whatever it is that you are good at doing, whatever it is that you're great at. And there are layers to this as well. A big part of how you're a gift to the world, Group 3, is your layers. And of course I'm hearing from Shrek, ogres are like onions, they have layers. But I'm not getting that you are an ogre or an onion, Group 3. Rather, I'm getting that you have a lot of layers. Like, again, you might be really good at astrology because you understand astrology and astronomy and energy work, and you've studied maybe Sanskrit. So because of all of this, you seem to have a different perspective to astrology than someone who just learned astrology because they like it. With all of this information, you are really good at communicating. So it's all of these things put together, and maybe you writing some sort of dissertation about the way that they go together. And then you end up writing about how to write a dissertation. And then you talk about the process of seeing things from an outside view. And as you're seeing things from an outside view, this gives you a spiritual experience that you're also then able to share. It's kind of like as you are shedding layers, some way, shape, or form, the way that these layers come off, it's in a humanitarian way, which is really beautiful, and it's how you're a gift to the world. As you express yourself authentically, these bits and pieces, these little treasures that you leave behind, they're gifts. I'm being shown Anne Frank's diary as well. I know it's a bit of a morbid topic, but it's also an iconic book. And the reason that Spirit is showing me this is because energetically, there's this vibe of how this book really shed light on not just the experience of being a human person during that time, unfortunately, but also being a woman, being a child, going through your first menstrual cycle, being afraid for your life, hiding, still falling in love, still eating foods that people should and should not eat, like all of these different things. It was so much more than just one girl's journal, and it ended up helping millions and millions of people in a lot of different categories in a lot of different ways for a very long time, and it still is today. It's very iconic for a lot of different reasons. And this poor girl was just being herself, writing in her diary, and unbeknownst to her, helped a lot of people. And so there's something really beautiful about this. how you're a gift to this world is that the things that you do, just the things that you naturally express, the things that you naturally shed, the ideas that you naturally have, the patience that you have naturally ingrained into you, even when you're not trying, you're a teacher, you're a master, you're a blessing, you're a healer. And you do have a lot of this information. So I would not be surprised if in a past life you were a scholar, or you were a monk, or you were a Qigong master, or if in a past life you were a naturopath, or you were an actual icon or historic figure, because the energies here are very noticeable. They're very distinct. And so, with this, you're a gift to the world because you seem to see the things that other people don't see, and you see them a mile away. You seem to always be 10 steps ahead in your plan. And it seems that you are a gift in this world by being a gift in this world. Some of you might have chosen to incarnate here for humanitarian purposes. Some of you might have chosen to incarnate here just to experience it. Some of you might have incarnated here and you maybe have a mission that you wanted to pick up on from a past life. I have to say here, you're a gift to the world because of your intellect and your wisdom. You're a gift to the world because of your ability to see things from a bigger picture and your ability to connect the dots and see, I'm hearing, loopholes in situations where others just simply can't see them. Your ability to see, understand, and intuit is much, much higher than the average person who is an expert in whatever field it is that we're talking about. You're also phenomenal at communicating. It seems that your story, in some way, like the embodiment of your story itself is a gift to the world. And your persona in and of itself is a gift to the world. It's almost that you walk around being yourself and everything that you do helps others and everything that you are helps others. It's like if you sneeze, somehow it helps somebody else. It's like a blessing. And I don't understand how a sneeze can be that, but that's what Spirit was showing me in my clairvoyancy. So with the Hanged Man here, there's definitely this energy of systemic change. There's definitely this energy of seeing things from the inside out, but as they truly are. You know how they say, if you want to see the truth, you close your eyes and look within. And if you want to see a delusion, open up your eyes and look outside of you. And so the Hanged Man is just that. You see the truth because you see things almost exactly the opposite of the way that they are, which is how they truly actually are. And so there's this understanding of these really large, beautiful topics where you're able to also connect certain things like languages, like cultures, like ancient and also postmodern, like highly futuristic energies, and kind of see the way that they all intertwine. You're able to make decisions accordingly. And I'm also getting that you're a gift to the world because of, now group 3, this is a little irrelevant to the rest of the reading, the people that you've come across in your past lives or other moments in this life of yours as well. What I'm seeing here is that people that you've loved in the past, friends, romantic partners, family members, people that you have loved in this life or in other lifetimes, they never forget you. They remember the way that you have loved them, like an imprint in their heart. I'm getting that you are so many people's like deepest love, or you're their first love, or you were that friend that they always will hold close to their heart. You really, really make an impact on people. Like you get into their soul. When you connect with somebody, it's really a soul connection. Like you see somebody straight to their soul. You let people open up. You give people a safe space. It's really, really beautiful. And you might be surprised, or maybe not, because I see you're very smart and very intuitive as well, but that a lot of people, they think about you all the time. They point to you as somebody who changed their life. They point to you as somebody who's meant to change the world. They point to you as somebody who's just someone special. And this is how you're a gift to the world in who you are, the things that you do, and also the impact that you have on people along the way. The people that you've encountered, the people that you do encounter, you kind of spark their light a little bit. And because you spark their light a little bit, it inspires them, and they go and spark a different light. It puts them on their path, and then that sparks another light. It's like you are this energy that kind of gets the ball rolling in a lot of different areas. When it comes to, maybe I'm being shown excavation, like an archaeology dig or something, you're able to know intuitively, oh, there's going to be something over here to the right. I can just like feel the energy over here, and you go over there and you're able to dig up something and it's exactly what it was that you were looking for. Or it's something that you knew you would find something special, but it's something that might break the idea of how history went. It's something that would totally change the narrative on what was true, because again, there's this energy of you understanding how the story that was told in one particular way was maybe the best that someone could do, but not fully entirely accurate. It's kind of like speech in this world. I'm using my own language to talk to you, right? And I don't mean English, I mean Colleen. Like, that's me, right? I'm using my words. And even when I channel, I'm using the words of, say, Hecate or Babaji or the Pleiades or whatever it is. Every individual is like their own universe. Every collective, it's like their own universe. And so you're able to see beyond the nuances. You're able to shed the identification. You're able to shed the nuances of translation, and you're able to see the actual truth. You're able to understand what was meant by something specifically, and you're also able to understand context that is invisible to the naked eye. Because of this, the way that you are is a little different. The way that you look is a little different. The things that you do are a little different. The choices that you make, they're a little different. The things that you're into, they're probably a little different. But this is how you're a gift to the world, because you are exactly what is needed here. It's like you are not the kind of medicine that someone goes into a store with a prescription and buys, and you kind of just cross your fingers that whatever the heck pill this is with a name you can't pronounce is going to just magically fix the symptoms and maybe the problem, and you just hope for the best vibe. You are rather the vibe of the medicine that is grown for free on the earth, and it's wildly abundant, and it's naturopathic, and it's holistic, and it's always going to work, and you know exactly what it is, and you know that it solves the problem and not the symptom. You are that good old-fashioned, like, mudra. You are that good old-fashioned, like, hot lemon water in the morning. Like, you are that good old-fashioned, like, crunches or going for a nice jog. Like, you are that pothos. It's like you're a pothos plant and an orchid at the same time. You're a big wise oak tree. You are reliable. You are abundant. You are so special and rare, and also do require specific care, but you also know how to provide specific care because you know you and you know others. It's like you're able to have this general relatability to you, but also this very precise, unrelatable, entirely one-of-a-kind uniqueness to you as well. It's really beautiful, this dynamic. You're a bit of a paradox because you're outside of duality, because you have this ancient wisdom, this ancient knowledge. And again, I'm getting that in some way, like you might be the last one of your culture, or you might be the last generation of your culture. You might be the first generation of a new culture. You might be one of the last 10 people on earth to speak or know a particular language. You, in some way, shape, or form, are a legacy in and of itself. You represent something that maybe doesn't exist anymore, or shouldn't exist, or doesn't exist yet, or maybe even, since it's you, a little bit of all of these things. And so, you are never just one thing. You are very multidimensional. And because of this, you're a gift to the world, because you kind of shatter illusions. You always seem to know what's going on, and people can trust your ability, your skill. They can trust to follow your lead, and they can trust your information and wisdom. I'm getting that anyone in the world could scour trying to fact check group 3, but they will never find something inaccurate. Group number 3, you are someone where if someone wants to fact check something, they will go to you as the resource that they know beyond reasonable doubt is a fact. There's a lot of censorship in this world. There's a lot of manipulated information in this world. There are a lot of really beautiful, poetic, nuanced phrases that people accept as truth. But group number 3, you are who people go to when they need clear direction. You're you're someone that someone goes to when they need someone who's overqualified for the job, beyond reasonable doubt. And so, you're a gift to the world because you provide this security, this stability, this trust, this depth, this vision, this inspiration, and this uniqueness that is honestly, it's medicine. It's healing. It's enlightenment. It's like you are a lotus, but you're not a lotus because there are millions of lotus flowers on this planet, and there's only one you. You represent ancient knowledge, futuristic innovation, all wrapped up in a very, very intellectual and capable little love bug. And it's amazing. You are a blessing. You are a gift to this world because, honestly, you're a heavy hitter, group number 3. In everything that you do, And to be honest, you have a powerhouse energy. If you haven't already, you're going to do great things. Again, we have this energy of you being here to move mountains. You are groundbreaking. You are going to, in some way, shape, or form, change things up here while you're here. For the majority of people, or for a really big system, or for a very large community, or for a huge belief system. Again, it's giving that innovation energy. It's giving that energy of, well, excavating something at an archaeological site that changes the way that we believe things happened in the past. It's giving the energy of inventing something that your generation and the generation after is not going to have any idea what it is. But 10 generations from now, they're going to go, whoa, group 3 was ahead. It's giving Leonardo da Vinci, kind of. So, group number 3, this is how you're a gift to the world. I hope that this helps shed love, light, and clarity for you. And as always, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, week, month, year, and incarnation in this beautiful magical realm. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. It helps me keep doing what I love, and it helps me send out the messages that people need to hear when they need to hear them. And it's another little way to bless me back and let me keep blessing other people as well. So if you're interested in exclusive content, I do offer a channel here on YouTube and one on Patreon with 2 separate types of content. Both are in my description box below. You can also find my published tarot and oracle decks, my published books, journals, and crystals that I make, little necklaces and stuff for you guys. As always, I love you and I'm grateful for you, and I will see you next time. Namaste.